Something unbelievable is happening right now around Angel Reese, and this time, it's not about basketball. It's about her image completely spiraling out of control. Overnight, social media exploded after Charleston White dropped one of his wildest rants yet, saying he'd been warning everyone all along about what was coming. Fans are calling it the biggest PR disaster of Angel's entire career, from the flashy endorsements to controversial photo shoots. Everything that once made her the face of confidence and power is suddenly being turned against her. Leaked screenshots, viral clips, and mysterious insider posts have left people asking one question: has Angel Reese lost control of her own brand? Behind the scenes, teammates are distancing themselves. Sponsors are going silent, and rumors are swirling that her management team is in full panic mode. Even Charleston White's comments are starting to sound less like jokes and more like eerie predictions coming true. What did he know that everyone else ignored? And how did Angel's unstoppable rise flip into a full-blown image crisis overnight? Stay tuned, because what's coming next might just be the most shocking twist of her career. Angel Reese's rise to fame was never ordinary, it was explosive. From the moment she stepped onto the national stage, she carried herself with a confidence that split the world in half. Some called her inspiring, fearless, and unapologetic. Others saw her as too loud, too bold, and too quick to challenge the old guard of women's basketball. But no matter what anyone thought, one thing was clear: Angel Reese owned every moment in the spotlight. Her journey from college stardom to WNBA fame felt unstoppable. The viral gestures, the high-energy celebrations, the fashion statements, everything about her screamed brand power. Companies lined up to sign her. Interviews poured in, and she became a household name almost overnight. But with fame came scrutiny. Every post, every outfit, every quote began to feed a growing narrative that Angel wasn't just an athlete, she was a lightning rod for controversy. Charleston White, the loud-mouthed commentator known for saying the unsayable, took notice early. He'd been dropping warnings for months, claiming Angel's team was building her up too fast and selling image over legacy. At the time, nobody took him seriously, but when Angel started branching out beyond basketball modeling gigs, influencer partnerships, bold social media posts, that's when cracks began to show. Behind the glamorous photo shoots and polished interviews, insiders say tension was brewing. Teammates whispered about distractions, coaches worried she was losing focus, and the fans, they were starting to question whether Angel's success was about her game or her fame. Then came the turning point: a high-profile photo shoot that was supposed to elevate her image but instead unleashed chaos online. The pictures went viral for all the wrong reasons, sparking debate, criticism, and a wave of backlash that caught even her closest supporters off guard. Charleston White, seeing his predictions unfold, didn't hesitate to pounce. He went live within hours, grinning into the camera, saying, "Didn't I tell y'all? I've been told y'all, this was coming." That one clip spread like wildfire, setting the tone for the storm that was about to hit Angel Reese harder than anything she'd faced before. The stage was set. The Queen of Confidence was about to face her toughest battle yet, not on the court, but in the court of public opinion. And this time, no amount of skill could save her image from crumbling in front of millions. The fallout started fast. Faster than anyone could have predicted. Within hours of that photo shoot dropping, social media turned into a war. The very fans who once called Angel Reese the people's champ were suddenly divided into two furious camps. One side said she was just expressing herself, that she had every right to evolve beyond basketball. The other side, they claimed she'd lost her way, calling her a brand without boundaries. Fake insider leaks began circulating almost immediately. A supposed text thread between Angel's PR manager and a sponsor rep surfaced, reading, "We told her not to post that yet. Timing was critical, now it's out of control." Whether real or not, the screenshots went viral in minutes. Fans were dissecting every pixel, accusing her team of trying to bury the scandal before it blew up. By the next morning, major sports pages were running headlines like "Angel Reese's image under fire," and "From icon to instigator, the downfall of a star." Even her WNBA teammates were noticeably quiet online. No support posts, no comments, nothing. The silence spoke louder than any statement could. Then came the first twist. A voice memo, allegedly leaked from a closed-door Chicago Sky meeting, revealed a tense argument. One player could be heard saying, "She's not focused anymore. Every week, it's another photo shoot." Another headline, "We need a teammate, not a celebrity." That single clip sent shockwaves through the league. Reporters began camping outside team facilities, desperate for a reaction. Angel stayed silent. Her agent released a vague statement about creative freedom and misunderstanding the artistic direction of the campaign, but the damage was done. Meanwhile, Charleston White was milking every second of it. On his live stream, he laughed as he replayed the leaked clip, shouting, "I told y'all, fame'll eat you alive if you ain't ready." His words hit hard, not just because they were cruel, but because, for the first time, they sounded prophetic. The controversy was no longer about one photo shoot, it was about the collapse of an image that once seemed untouchable. Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie, was suddenly being portrayed as someone who'd lost control of her empire. And just when the fire started to cool down, another bombshell dropped, one that made everything before it look tame. A secret message began circulating in private sports group chats. It claimed that someone inside Angel's camp was preparing to leak proof that the scandal wasn't an accident at all. It was a deliberate move that backfired in ways no one could have imagined. That revelation turned whispers into screams, and the internet was ready for war. Within 24 hours, the so-called proof detonated across social media like a nuclear blast. A blurry watermarked video titled "The Real Angel Reese Marketing Plan" leaked on X, allegedly showing a strategy meeting between Angel's PR team, a Reebok executive, and a private media consultant. The audio was grainy, but the words were unmistakable. One voice said, "We need her to go viral again. The sweet image won't sell. Push the edge, make her the controversy." Fans were stunned. Was Angel Reese's out-of-control behavior actually part of a planned image shift? Was the chaos deliberate? Theories spread like wildfire. Some said she was trying to become the female Dennis Rodman, building a career out of shock value. Others claimed she was being manipulated by her team, turned into a marketing pawn without realizing it. Sports commentators weighed in, too. One WNBA analyst tweeted, "If this leak is real, it's not just bad PR, it's career suicide. Angel's being overexposed, and not in a good way." The tweet racked up 1 million views in under an hour. Meanwhile, Reebok's name started trending for all the wrong reasons. The brand quietly removed recent Angel Reese promo posts, sparking even more suspicion. "Why delete if you did nothing wrong?" one user wrote. The internet was eating the story alive. Then late that night, Charleston White struck again with a video that nearly broke YouTube. He leaned into the camera, eyes wide, and said, "This ain't about basketball no more. This about what happened when a lil' girl try to play Hollywood and forget who she is. I been tellin' y'all, now look at her." His rant, half cruel and half chilling, hit millions of views overnight. Fans couldn't stop sharing it, not because they agreed, but because it felt like the final nail in Angel's carefully crafted image. The WNBA issued a short statement the next morning, calling the leaked footage unauthorized and unverifiable. But that only made things worse. People started demanding answers. Sponsors began holding emergency calls. And behind the scenes, insiders whispered that Angel's own management team was falling apart, blaming each other for the disastrous fallout. By midweek, a crisis memo surfaced online, reportedly from someone close to the Chicago Sky organization. It read, "Angel's behavior has become a distraction. The team can't continue to defend her public image without accountability. And that was the breaking point. What started as a branding misfire had now spiraled into a full-blown identity collapse. Angel Reese wasn't just trending. She was being torn apart by the very spotlight she once thrived in. Yet, even in the chaos, one question echoed louder than all the noise. If this was all planned, who really pulled the strings? Because deep down, fans suspected Angel might not be the mastermind at all, but the victim of a system that thrives on turning women into headlines, then tearing them down for clicks. And just when it seemed like her career couldn't sink any lower, a second, even darker leak hit the internet, one that made Charleston White's words sound like prophecy fulfilled. The second leak was far worse, and this time, there was no denying its authenticity. A full 5-minute clip surfaced online, showing Angel Reese in what appeared to be a behind-the-scenes shoot for an unreleased project. It wasn't the polished Bayou Barbie image fans were used to. This was raw, unfiltered, and way too revealing. The footage looked like something that was never meant to see the light of day. The video spread faster than wildfire. Within minutes, X, TikTok, and Reddit were flooded with hashtags like #AngelReeseExposed and #ReeseLeakgate. Sports pages scrambled to take it down. But by then, it had already been mirrored thousands of times. People weren't just shocked, they were confused. How could something this private get out? Who had access to it? Fake insiders popped up everywhere, claiming to know the truth. One alleged media intern posted, "It wasn't hacked. Someone in her team leaked it on purpose, for buzz." But it backfired badly. Another claimed that Reebok executives had warned Angel to tone things down, only for her to double down out of pride. And then came the most devastating twist yet. A supposed internal email from Reebok's communications division leaked onto Instagram. It read, "Effective immediately, we are pausing all active marketing collaborations with Angel Reese pending further review." The post hit 1 million likes in 2 hours. The brand's silence afterward was deafening. No denials, no clarifications, just cold, corporate quiet. 2 fans. That silence said it all. Charleston White wasted no time jumping in. He went live again, pacing across his studio, waving his phone like evidence. "What did I tell y'all? Huh? This would happen when fame make you forget who feeding you. They told that girl to chill, but nah, she wanted to show out. And now look, Reebok gone, image gone, career dangling by a thread." Clips of his rant flooded TikTok. The comments were ruthless. Some said Angel was getting exactly what she asked for. Others defended her, saying, "Y'all always tear black women down the second they stop playing nice." It wasn't just a scandal anymore, it was a cultural war. Influencers were choosing sides, talk shows were debating her downfall, and while the world argued, Angel herself vanished from social media completely. No tweets, no stories, no posts. Rumors started spreading that her PR team had locked down her accounts and advised her to disappear until the storm passes. But that silence only made things worse. Every hour without a response turned the internet into a frenzy of speculation. Then, late one night, an anonymous source dropped a cryptic post on Reddit. "You think she leaked it? Think again. Someone close to her wanted her out of the spotlight for good." That message sent shockwaves through fan circles. Was this sabotage? A betrayal from the inside? Suddenly, the narrative shifted again. Now, people weren't just questioning Angel's judgment, they were questioning everyone around her, and as the internet burned with conspiracy theories, one final voice message, leaked allegedly from Angel herself, where she could be heard saying, "They set me up, I trusted them, and they turned me into a joke." It was just 5 words that changed everything. They turned me into a joke. The leak flipped the story on its head. Was Angel really spiraling out of control, or was she being destroyed from within? Either way, one thing was certain. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning of a much darker chapter. By sunrise, the narrative had flipped entirely. What began as outrage had transformed into obsession. Everyone wanted to know who betrayed Angel Reese. Theories were spinning faster than headlines could print. Some claimed it was a jealous teammate. Others pointed fingers at her own management team, especially after new leaked DMs hinted at infighting behind the scenes. One message, allegedly between Angel's stylist and a PR assistant, read, "She didn't listen. They told her to tone it down, but she wanted full control." Now the sponsors are furious. But then another message surfaced supposedly from a Reebok insider saying, this wasn't her doing. The campaign was never supposed to drop yet. Someone leaked it early to tank her image. The internet couldn't decide who to believe. Was Angel the villain or the victim? Then came Charleston White's third live stream, one that set the internet ablaze. He sat there with a smirk, sipping his drink before saying, "Y'all think this girl some angel? Nah, she a puppet. And when puppets start thinking they bigger than the puppeteer, guess what happened? They get cut off." He slammed his hand on the table for emphasis. They built her up to break her down, and she walked right into it. That clip exploded. Every blogger, gossip page, and sports podcaster ran with it. But this time, even Charleston's fans noticed something strange. His tone wasn't just mocking, it was personal. Almost too personal. Did he know more than he was letting on? Because, hours later, a new document appeared online, a screenshot of a private call log showing multiple missed calls and messages from a number labeled C. White Media. People went crazy. Could Charleston White have been in direct contact with someone from Angel's inner circle? Had he been fed inside information the entire time? To make it worse, a leaked voicemail started circulating on TikTok where a male voice, sounding eerily similar to Charleston, could be heard saying, "Tell her, I warned her. I told her not to play with the industry like that." The post hit 10 million views in one night. Suddenly, everyone was asking the same question. Was Charleston White just predicting Angel's downfall? Or was he helping orchestrate it? While the world debated, Angel finally resurfaced with a cryptic Instagram story. No words, no caption, just a black background with the text, "They tried to destroy me, but I'm not done." It sent shockwaves through her fanbase. The comments section went wild. "She knows who did it." One user wrote. "She's coming for revenge," said another. That single post reignited the entire saga. Within hours, #TeamAngel and #WhiteExposed were trending side by side. News outlets were begging for statements. TMZ, ESPN, and Hollywood Unlocked all claimed they had exclusive updates. And right when everyone thought Angel was about to tell her side, her story vanished, deleted completely, as if someone had forced her to take it down. That silence, that disappearance, it only made one thing clear: the battle between Angel Reese and Charleston White had just reached its most dangerous stage, and the next move might decide who survives the storm. As the silence deepened, everything around Angel Reese began to crumble. Her management team went dark, her social media team stopped posting, and reporters started circling like vultures. The question hanging in the air was chilling: had Angel Reese finally been blacklisted? Then, in a shocking overnight twist, leaked screenshots, allegedly from a group chat titled Reebok PR Crisis, began spreading like wildfire. One message read, "Pull her appearances, too controversial right now. The execs want distance until this blows over." Another followed, "Charleston's comments made it impossible to control the narrative. We can't clean this up fast enough." The screenshots looked real: logos, timestamps, corporate jargon. Fans were stunned. Angel's own sponsors were cutting her off right when she needed them most. And as if that wasn't enough, another clip started making rounds online. It showed Charleston White laughing on a live stream, waving what looked like a contract. He said, "They dropped her just like I told y'all they would. You can't play both sides. You can't sell sex appeal and cry when they call you out for it." That moment detonated across every platform. Twitter threads, YouTube reactions, Reddit conspiracies. Everyone was dissecting it. Some said Charleston had insider connections to Reebok or even WNBA. Others claimed this was a coordinated takedown to end Angel's influence permanently. Meanwhile, her teammates stayed suspiciously quiet. Not one player from the Chicago Sky publicly defended her. Not one coach made a statement. It was as if everyone had been ordered to stay silent. But silence, in this kind of storm, speaks louder than any word. Then came the photo, the one that broke the internet. A paparazzi shot showed Angel Reese sitting alone in her car, outside a Los Angeles hotel. Her head was down, phone in hand, eyes red as if she'd been crying. The caption from TMZ read, "Angel Reese seen leaving crisis meeting after sponsor fallout. Sources say she's considering drastic next steps." That phrase, "drastic next steps," sent her fanbase into a frenzy. What did that mean? Was she quitting the WNBA? Was she exposing the industry? Insiders began whispering. One anonymous source told Hollywood Scoop, "Angel feels betrayed by everyone. She's ready to tell the truth about what really goes on behind closed doors." Truth about what really goes on behind closed doors. But before anyone could confirm, a video suddenly dropped on TikTok titled "Angel's Confession," deleted livestream. It showed her sitting in a dimly lit room, visibly emotional. She said, "They told me how to dress, how to act, how to post. And when I didn't play along, they flipped it on me. I'm not the problem, they are." Then the screen cut to black. The video was deleted within minutes, but not before it was downloaded, shared, and reposted thousands of times. Now everyone wanted to know, who exactly was they? Was she talking about the WNBA, Reebok, or the powerful figures Charleston White kept hinting about in his rants? And that's when things got even darker, because, according to a new leak, someone very close to Angel had started feeding the media more dirt, claims that she wasn't a victim, but a willing participant in her own downfall. Screenshots, old texts, even voice notes began surfacing, painting a picture that blurred every line between truth and betrayal. Angel Reese wasn't just fighting for her image anymore, she was fighting for her survival in an industry that suddenly wanted nothing to do with her. And if the rumors were true, her next move would change everything. So now the question everyone's asking is, has Angel Reese finally reached the point of no return? Or is this just the storm before her ultimate comeback? The internet's divided, the brands are backing off, and even her teammates seem to be choosing sides. But what happens next could define her entire career. Will Angel fight her way back and prove everyone wrong? Or will Charleston White's chilling prediction come true right before our eyes? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Side are you really on? Is Angel being unfairly targeted? Or has she become her own worst enemy? Make sure you smash that like button if you've been following this wild saga from the start. And don't forget to subscribe, because the next leak coming out of Chicago is rumored to change everything. This story isn't over, it's only getting darker.